Hey LEGO fans, welcome to Brick TV. My name's Chris and today I'm looking at a LEGO Dimensions Fun Pack. This is 71237 Aquaman. This is a recent Fun Pack. I think a lot of people have been waiting for this one to come out because Aquaman has a very unique ability that you need in the game. But before I get into the whole game side of things, we'll look at what you get in the box and we'll look at it from just a LEGO point of view, just in case you're not bothered about the actual game. I know plenty of people who just buy these for the Lego and the minifigures, and they've got no interest in playing the game. So we'll deal with it as a Lego set first, and then we'll get into the in-game elements and what Aquaman brings and whether I think he's worth buying. So these retail at £14.99 for the Lego Fun Packs, and for your money you get a minifigure and you get a mini build. Pricey, some might say, because these mini builds are essentially a polybag. So you're getting a polybag and a minifigure for £15 if you're paying full price. It's not great value. The bases, they're what let you add them into the game, and I guess that's where the additional content comes from in terms of value for money. But if you were just looking at it from a Lego point of view, full RRP, not so good. Excuse me. Okay, so in the box you're going to get 2 packs. I should definitely worth pointing out that these are just like normal Lego sets. They're not the minifigures. They're not glued together. They're not like key rings. They're not stuck to the bases. They are just like regular sets. Everything comes in a pack and you build it, and you can take it apart, do what you want with it. So you get 2 packs in the box. You get what's laughingly referred to as instructions, and you get the parts here. I'll talk about those instructions in a second. So we get Aquaman and we get his Aqua Watercraft. I think these are attractive boxes. They're sturdy, and they flat pack as well. When you pop the 2 side seals, they will fold out nicely for storage, and they go back together and all really nice as well, in case you wanted to put it back into shape. On the back, it shows the alternate versions that you can build with the parts in the pack, so you don't have to just keep it as one. You can build either of these other 2 peculiar looking vehicles, all of which have their own in-game properties. So why was I making fun of the instructions? Because they're not instructions. It's so you've got the cover, here we go, that's instructions on how to put Aquaman together. Not that anyone couldn't have figured that out. And that's it. Lots of other pages, but this is talking about how you use the toy pad. Here's the advertisements for the other things. There's the level packs. There's the team packs. Here's the other fun packs. Money, money, money. Wow, there's a lot. Terms and conditions, and there's the parts list. Okay, so what's the one thing we're missing? The actual instructions on how to build the Aqua Watercraft. They're in game. If you buy this, you are going to need to put Aquaman into the game using his unique toy pad. Sorry, his disc there. That's got Aquaman printing on. You put that in the game, and it knows it's Aquaman. And as soon as you do that, the in-game instructions for the Aqua Craft appear. And then you go through that. You don't have to. You can just skip to the end, and then it gives you the ability to save to this blank toy tag. So if you want to build that, but you haven't got the game to play it with, you're going to need to maybe go online. A couple of very kind people have captured those instructions and put them on the internet. I've seen some on YouTube. There's a couple of websites that just have the static screen captures. So you can build these. You don't need the game, as long as you can find a website that's got the instructions. Crucially, Lego do not. I know like the Lego website have instructions for other sets. They do not have it for these. They've got this. They've got digital version of that, but it only contains the instructions, as we've just seen for Aquaman. So crucially, you've got to either have the game to build that, or rely on the charity of others and view it on the internet on someone else's website. Okay, so let's what we're going to do. Let's talk about Aquaman. Anyone who's been collecting DC superheroes for a while will be familiar with this. It's not brand new. He's been in 2 other sets. What have we got? 2013. He was in the 76000 mouthful set Arctic Batman versus Mr. Freeze Aquaman on Ice, which was a wonderful £20, 3 minifigures in a vehicle set. He was in that, and he was in last year's Black Manta Deep Strike 76027, which I believe is now retired. It may still be on there on the shelves, you might still be able to get it, but it's on the way out. LEGO have officially retired it in the UK, so you may have missed the chance to get in there. So this is a good chance. If you've not got either of them and you can't get them, this is a good way of getting Aquaman. It's the exact same minifigure. So he's got just plain green legs, but he's got some nice torso printing. And yeah, there again on the back, he's holding his trident. He's got wavy blonde hair. He's got a serious face and an angry face. Now, crucially, I've got another version of Aquaman from those previous sets I just mentioned, and I've compared them. And whilst on paper it's technically the same minifigure using the exact same elements, the printing is notably different on the torso. The head is identical. The torso printing on this is actually it's finer. It's better than on previous versions. So whilst yes, on paper they're the exact same minifigure, there is a definite. I'm trying to get that to focus. There is a definite difference in the quality of the printing, with this being slightly superior to the previous versions. But I don't know, that could have been down to the batch that I got on the previous sets, who knows, but I can tell the difference. But on paper they are supposed to be identical. Aquaman comes with his wonderful Aqua base, which is, you've got unique printing for this character, so you know at a glance who this is for. This is hard-coded to Aquaman. In the game, it's read-only, so you can just drop this onto the toy pad and Aquaman will appear. You don't need to have the minifigure on there. But I think it's a terrific way of displaying. You know, I wish that these came in the normal retail sets, not the non-dimensions retail sets. It's a terrific way of displaying your minifigure. So it's a good minifigure, and if you've not already got him, this is a good way of doing it. So let's look at the Aqua Watercraft. Wow, it's anyone's familiar with the old Jerry Anderson Stingray series, this might kind of look familiar, like something out of that. I'll give them their dues. There's, it's imaginative. It's an imaginative vehicle. It's a nice looking little underwater sub. It comes on a blank base, as I mentioned previously. So you do need Aquaman to be able to ride this vehicle to that base. This is actually, of all the mini builds that I've built from the LEGO Fun Packs, this is probably the best in terms of parts. This lovely curved pieces, flippers, so lots of lime greens, dark greens, oranges, water elements, Trident. You get a lot. This is probably the best parts pack that I've seen. So even if you just wanted Aquaman, you've got a nice little selection of parts there. And it's an interesting looking vehicle. I'm not sure if I would have it on display, but it's an interesting vehicle. So in terms of the that value for money is just to be treated as a Lego set, I don't really think Fun Packs are a brilliant value for money in terms of that. I don't think it's worth £15. Unless you need Aquaman. And then I guess you're well on your way. You're going to get Aquaman on a nice base that you can display him on, and some decent little parts. So maybe not too bad. If you see it on sale or reduction, then definitely recommend it for that. Okay, so that's just the Lego, but now we'll talk about what it's actually here for, which is Lego Dimensions the game, which is a terrific game which I recommend most strongly. It's really good. Anyone who's played the game and has been playing through it will have seen Atlantis puzzles, and Aquaman is the only character in the entire game who can do it, which was very mean of the makers of this game and Lego. Very clever, because Aquaman's only just come out, so they were making sure that the Lego Dimensions game came out last year in 2015. We're in 2016 now, and Aquaman didn't come out until March of 2016, I think. So they made sure that that it forced you to come back to the game. You couldn't complete the game 100%. You couldn't 100% the game without Aquaman. So we finally got him. He's got his unique Atlantis ability. But what's that? Is he worth getting just for that? Let me just run through his abilities and you can decide. So yes, Atlantis, he can do that. And if you want to 100% the game, you need that ability. No one else can do it. And certainly for me, the in-game hire a hero doesn't work for Aquaman. I don't know if that's a bug in the game that LEGO needs, TT Games need to patch. So you really do need this guy. What else can you do? He can go underwater, as you'd expect. It's Aquaman. He is the best swimmer in the game, as you'd kind of expect. He can go like the clappers. I tried him against Wonder Woman. It's insane how fast he goes. Sometimes almost too fast. So if you're doing the underwater races, he is just fantastic, but like maybe too fast. If you're trying to do a tight turn or the checkpoints close together, he can go so fast that you can't even course correct. But it's brilliant, really, really useful. So you can motor underwater. What else can you do? We've talked about Atlantis, which is a unique puzzle to this character alone, so you do need him for that. So apart from that, he can also spray water. He can spray water when he's underwater and when he's on land. And there are plenty of water-based puzzles on land that you need. When he's spraying water, you can use that to grow plants. He can hazard clean, so he's cleaning the goo and stuff that you sometimes find. And the water switches as well. So for that, he's got a really... The water spraying is a useful ability. Some other characters have it, some vehicles have it as well. But really, you need him for the Atlantis ability. But he's also fantastic underwater. So if you're doing the races, very good for that. The Aquacraft is totally pointless. Really, really pointless. Just not, yeah. It's not worth putting the base, the effort required to put that toy onto the base. There's plenty of other things that do that much better. In his level 1 ability, all it can do is go underwater. It's just an underwater vehicle. You upgrade it to level 2, it goes underwater. Nothing else. Level 3, it can blow up silver things. So this one here, the Trident of Fire. So it can do silver Lego blow up. That's by no means a unique ability. A lot of things can do silver Lego blow up underwater as well. So it's pointless. You've already got Aquaman who can go underwater. So I don't really know what... I mean, they needed to include a mini build. Because that's what they've been doing. One figure, one mini build. So I'm not quite sure what else they could have done, but... Right, okay. So that's it. So yeah, I recommend this figure if you need it for the game. But he's also a very good looking minifigure and a rare one. So I hope you found this useful. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If not, if you like what you've seen, please drop us a like, subscribe, share, you know, the usual thing. Anything that helps us spread the word. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch it, and we'll be back soon with more reviews.